All right, next question. Question is titled, Employer Asked to Meet My Parents? This is on our engineering students. And this is tagged internships. I, age 25, interviewed to intern for this very small engineering company. In the past, I was a part-time math teacher at a Catholic school. Cool. I noticed on the company's website, on their mission page, the company's first value is always have faith, which I found odd. After a couple of virtual interviews, I went to go get lunch with the CEO, whom I had interviewed with before. At lunch, he specifically brought up how he liked me because I taught at the Catholic school, and that his child goes to Catholic school too. I was getting the vibe that he only liked me because I was Catholic, which is a problem because I don't identify as Catholic at all. During the lunch, he told me he'd be sending a formal offer and he'd like to have dinner with me and my parents at some point. 1, how do I let him know gently that him meeting my parents is definitely not appropriate? He also brought up Jocko Willink during lunch, who's sort of a tough guy motivation podcast author, and I'm getting pretty bad vibes from this guy, but I absolutely need a summer internship. 2, are the bad vibes and possible religious discrimination enough of a red flag that I should move on and try to find another internship? I have a few leads, but nothing is guaranteed. Okay, how do you let him know that meeting your parents is definitely not appropriate? Just say, I'd love to have dinner with you at some point without my parents. I love to have dinner with you. Thank you so much for the invite for dinner. I'd be happy to meet with you. I'm not going to be able to get my parents to come to dinner. I mean, what? Like, what kind of, okay, again, the question is should you avoid this? I wouldn't quite avoid it yet, but I would just be kind of firm and say you'd love to have dinner sometime, and I'm wondering if he's doing that because he personally doesn't want to be in a position where he is with you one-on-one. So maybe I wouldn't. Goodness, this is just a weird request. I just say, hey, I'd love to grab dinner with you sometime to talk more about my role. I'm not going to be able to get my parents to join us for dinner. And you can even say that they're not in town or whatever. And if he keeps on pushing on that, then just straight up ask him why. Why do you want to have dinner with my parents? I'm confused. But I totally get needing to have an internship. That it is so important to have internships. So the always have faith bit and the religious discrimination bit, I really wouldn't worry about that too much. I really wouldn't. Especially if it's just an internship. Because an internship is, it's just a short experience. And even if you don't like the work culture there and you realize it's not for you, then it's a learning experience. You have the experience on your resume. It sounds like they're going to pay you. Or I'm assuming they're going to pay you because it's an internship. But yeah, I wouldn't completely discount this, but again, yes, be firm. I gave a couple examples on how to reject the offer to meet your parents, but goodness, that is a weird request. It's not normal. Maybe, I mean, whenever I started working at a company, I thought it was super cool. My parents are in town. I wanted to show them where I worked, and I brought them in, and that was kind of fun. But that was my first job out of college, and I had interned for the company, and my parents just wanted to see where I worked, and I was young, so I got away with that. But maybe that was kind of weird, but I don't know. That was at a point in time where people had people visiting them in the office all the time, so I didn't feel weird about it. So, and I had my parents for lunch and kind of walked them around and showed them everything. So, but in your situation, during the interview process, that's weird. And at all, honestly. I mean, maybe if the company, you've worked there for a while and they want to get everybody's families together because they're like, it's not a business, it's a family. But nah, I just don't. I don't see any legitimate reason for them to do that. So hold firm. Toe the line. You can do this. All right. Well, that ends our opening segment for the podcast. Avoid at all costs. Should I do it? Should your dad quit your job? So we had one. Yes, most definitely avoid at all costs. And we had one. Maybe so. We're going to take a quick break for an ad break, and we'll be right back.
I'm not complaining, I'm not complaining. My thoughts get complicated, I cannot explain in layman's. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.